I defend Justin Baldoni in this lawsuit with Blake Lively because I think she's horrible and she's made up this whole thing because she tried to steal his movie. But he is the most overly feminized man I've had to endure in recent history. Everything he says is self-flagellating over the fact that he's a man. But he's, to me, is sort of the embodiment of what happens when you totally emasculate a man. And then she continued, she took that stiletto and stuck it in his heart when he was down there self-flagellating, being so sorry for anything having to do with his testosterone.
They are clearly lying to the public and trying to signal to Justin Baldoni's team, like, look, we have nothing to do with this. We're not friends with her anymore. We don't even like her. We don't even know her. We can't believe she said this. They were running articles. She feels used. She feels abused. They claimed to TMZ in one article that she only met Justin once and it was briefly, and essentially she was startled because the meeting was supposed to be over at Blake's apartment.
And so that's what happens to you, right? Then you run into somebody who seems like a witch who will take advantage of you and hurt you until finally even that kind of a guy rises up. Now, he didn't do it himself exactly. He hired a badass named Brian Friedman, and he has badass women like me defending him. But slowly but surely, I think the male class is learning down on the floor, squirming and apologizing for being a man is not the way.
Well, today, her team, and respect to them for the speed at which her marketing team moves, dropped an entire article in the press announcing that her and Blake are taking a break. They're no longer friends because, shocking, Taylor Swift feels used. She always feels used. And she wants nothing to do with the Justin Baldoni situation. Is she being used, or are people starting to jump into lifeboats because Ryan and Blake's Titanic, the ship that not even God could sink, is sinking? It's going down because God is God, okay?
Blake Lively did not even read the book that the movie was based on.
Correct.
And we're not talking War and Peace. And then she wanted to, ixnayed all of the wardrobe choices, because when you're making a movie about a poor woman who's suffering from domestic violence, you want her to look like she has money.
Right.
That Blake said.
That's what she did.
She looks like she has money.
Yep.
And she's dressing in florals. And then she's going on this press tour, pushing her liquor line and her hair care line, because that's what women who are trying to escape with their lives are worried about.
First and foremost, with my non-legal expertise, as I have said from the very beginning, smartest possible move for Justin Baldoni's team to make. I've said depose her. I wasn't sure they were going to do it because Brian Friedman was asked about it by Harvey Levin on TMZ, and he said, well, we don't know. We'll see which way this case goes. And I'm going, what do you mean you don't know? That would be like the very first thing I would do. I would depose Taylor Swift against Blake Lively because first and foremost, no matter how you feel about Taylor Swift, you have to recognize and respect the fact.
I told them that I wasn't in the best place. I told them that I was exhausted, that I haven't given myself time to recover or time to heal. I had an intense year, a lot of material success, and a lot of emotional stress. It's very hard on me and my family.
Justin Baldoni, he has fought back yet again. He filed a lawsuit against the New York Times, which he had Brian Friedman on to discuss, saying it had done a defamatory report on Blake Lively's claims that she was allegedly harassed by this guy when they shot the movie It Ends With Us, a film about domestic violence. In that claim, they said the Times distorted the truth. They did not report text messages which were full and complete, which showed a very different meaning than the snippets that Blake Lively put in her complaint.
What if I told you Blake Lively isn't the victim in this scandal, but the mastermind? Allegations are flying, secret tapes might exist, and even Taylor Swift is backing away. Justin Baldoni is fighting for his reputation, but is he hiding something even bigger? And why is Megyn Kelly hinting at a forbidden affair? This case just took a shocking turn. Let's break it all down. Justin Baldoni, Hollywood's so-called nice guy and champion of masculinity redefined, is now being ripped apart in a lawsuit that's way deeper than just legal drama. But here's the part no one is saying out loud. Blake Lively didn't just sue him, she strategically dismantled him. For years, Baldoni has pushed a softer, more emotional image of men. But now, that same vulnerability is being weaponized against him. Insiders claim Lively saw an opportunity and fabricated allegations just to wrestle creative control over his movie. And it worked. Public perception shifted overnight. The irony? The same industry that once praised Baldoni's progressive take on masculinity is now using it to destroy him. He's been labeled overly feminized, too emotional, and completely powerless against Lively's strategic attack. A move that some say was calculated to make him look weak, incapable, and easy to replace, and just when Baldoni thought things couldn't get worse, Lively metaphorically stabbed him in the heart when he was already weakened by societal expectations. The same Hollywood machine that encouraged men to embrace their emotions is now feeding on Baldoni's downfall like vultures. But was this just a calculated legal move, or something even more sinister? Because what Lively did next changes everything. Blake Lively isn't just fighting a legal battle, she's waging a full-scale media war. And guess what? It's working. Headlines paint her as the innocent victim, used and abused by Justin Baldoni. But here's the problem, there's zero proof. TMZ claims they only met once, but really? Are we supposed to believe that? Hollywood doesn't work like that. Projects this big don't happen without constant collaboration, negotiations, and back-and-forth discussions. So why is Lively's team pushing this narrative? Damage control. They want to erase any association with Baldoni before his side of the story gains traction. It's classic Hollywood strategy: distance yourself, control the headlines, and let the public do the dirty work. And it's working. Social media is flooded with sympathy posts, carefully planted leaks, and conveniently timed reports, all reinforcing the idea that Lively was a helpless bystander. But here's what no one's asking. If Lively was so used and abused, why was she involved in the first place? If Baldoni was such a problem, why was she attached to the project at all? The silence from her team on these questions is deafening. This isn't just a PR move, it's a calculated hit job. And Baldoni? He's being buried under a mountain of carefully crafted headlines before he can even defend himself. But the real question is, who's pulling the strings behind the scenes? Because this level of manipulation, it doesn't happen by accident. If there's one thing we know about Taylor Swift, it's that she doesn't stay loyal when a scandal is about to explode. And now, she's quietly distancing herself from Blake Lively. For years, Swift and Lively were inseparable, vacationing together, posting cute bestie pics, even featuring Lively's kids in one of her songs. But now, radio silence. No public support. No cryptic Instagram captions. Nothing. And let's be real, Swift doesn't just fade away from friendships. She makes statements. So why is she pulling away now? Because she knows what's coming. Maybe she feels used, like sources claim. Or maybe, just maybe, she knows that Blake's Titanic is sinking, and she's getting off the ship before it drags her down too. Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively have spent years building their perfect Hollywood couple image. But suddenly, rumors are swirling. First, whispers about problems in their marriage. Now, Lively's legal battle with Baldoni. And Swift? She's not sticking around to see how it ends. So the real question is, what does Taylor know that we don't? Because if even one of Hollywood's most strategic power players is walking away, it might mean Lively's inner circle isn't as solid as we thought. And when your closest friends start abandoning ship, it's never a good sign. Did Blake Lively even read It Ends With Us before taking the role? Because according to insiders, it sure doesn't seem like it. Fans of the book were already skeptical when she was cast, but the moment set photos leaked, the internet exploded. Lively, dressed in high-end designer outfits, looking like she just stepped out of a Hamptons gala, not exactly the struggling florist that Colleen Hoover wrote about. And guess what? That was Lively's own decision. She reportedly pushed for a more elevated wardrobe, completely ignoring the book's core themes of financial struggle and survival. But it gets worse. Some sources claim she never even finished reading the book. Instead of respecting the story's raw, emotional depth, she was too busy using the film's promo to push her liquor and hair care brands. At every press event, rather than discussing the heavy subject of domestic abuse, the entire point of the movie, she was plugging Betty Buzz and her latest hair serum. Is this just a case of Hollywood out-of-touch privilege? Or is this yet another example of Lively turning everything into a personal business opportunity? Either way, fans aren't buying it. And if she really didn't do the research, then what does that say about her true commitment to the role? Because to many, this isn't passion, it's opportunism. The New York Times protecting Blake Lively? Because Justin Baldoni seems to think so, and he's taking them to court over it. In a shocking lawsuit, Baldoni is accusing the Times of deliberately distorting facts about Lively's allegations against him. According to legal filings, key text messages and emails were omitted from their reporting, messages that could completely contradict Lively's claims. So why were they left out? And more importantly, who is behind this media cover-up? But here's where things get really shady. Sources claim that Lively is fighting to keep this case out of the public eye. She allegedly doesn't want it televised. Why? If her story is rock solid, why not let the world see the truth? What is she Afraid of, this kind of secrecy only raises more questions. Is Lively trying to bury evidence that could ruin her credibility? Did the New York Times willingly manipulate their coverage to protect her image? And if that's the case, how deep does this conspiracy go? The fact that Baldoni is willing to go head-to-head with one of the most powerful media outlets in the world? That says a lot. Either he's making the biggest mistake of his life, or he has explosive receipts that could change everything. Buckle up, because this is where it gets insanely juicy. Did Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni have a steamy secret affair? The video drops a bombshell. Rumors are swirling that explicit tapes exist, and they might have been dug up during the lawsuit's legal showdown. We're not talking fuzzy rumors here. These could be hardcore proof of a fling that'd flip this whole case upside down. Imagine it. Lively, queen of the perfect life, caught red-handed with Baldoni, the guy she's painting as her tormentor. If these tapes are real, she's not the victim, she's the scandal's star player. The video hammers home why she's clawing to keep this lawsuit under wraps. Public hearings could unleash these recordings and torch her pristine image in a heartbeat. Why else would she fight so hard to lock it all away? Is she terrified of grainy footage hitting the web, showing her and Baldoni in ways that'd make Ryan Reynolds choke on his Deadpool lines? The speculation's wild. Did she sneak around with Baldoni behind the scenes, all while playing the abused co-star card? If those tapes drop, it's game over. Her wholesome glow becomes a cheating glow, and the internet will feast on the wreckage. Baldoni's team might have struck gold in discovery, and Lively's secrecy screams guilt, or at least something she'd rather die than let us see. True or not, this twist has Hollywood buzzing, and we're all just waiting for the leak that could blow the lid off everything. Enter Megyn Kelly, Hollywood's truth-seeking missile, and she's got Blake Lively in her crosshairs. The video crowns her the ultimate game-changer, tearing into Lively's shady moves like a bulldog with a bone. Kelly's not just asking questions, she's relentlessly peeling back the layers of Lively's secrecy, screaming from the rooftops that something's rotten here. She's dropping bombshell hints about a sizzling affair between Lively and Justin Baldoni, turning whispers into a full-on roar. This isn't some random tabloid chatter. Kelly's tossing logs on the fire, suggesting those secret tapes might show more than just a work spat. With her razor-sharp rep for shredding celebrity lies, she's making it impossible to shrug this off as gossip. The video paints her as the one who could crack this wide open. Why else would Lively's team be sweating bullets? Kelly's not buying the "pour me" act, and her digs about a romantic fling are lighting up the scandal like a neon sign. She's the credibility booster these rumors needed. When Megyn smells smoke, people assume there's fire, and she's fanning flames that could burn Lively's perfect facade to ashes. Is she onto something real, or just stirring the pot for chaos? Either way, her voice is the megaphone this controversy craved, and it's got everyone as fans, haters, and Hollywood glued to the edge of their seats if these affair rumors are legit. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds are staring down a Hollywood apocalypse. Lively spent years crafting her Golden Girl vibe, wholesome mom, savvy businesswoman, half of America's dream couple, but one leaked tape could obliterate it all. Imagine the headlines: Blake's secret fling, her liquor line, and hair empire? Toast. Fans who worshipped her as the ultimate wife would turn on her faster than you can say cheater. And Ryan? Oh, he's not escaping this unscathed. The video's throwing out two brutal options. He's either the clueless sap who got played, or worse, he knew and helped fake their fairy tale marriage for the cameras. Either way, his wisecracking Deadpool charm could sour into a punchline. Pity the betrayed fool or mock the guy who sold us a lie. Their cutesy social media banter? It'll look scripted and hollow, a desperate PR stunt to keep the cash flowing. Endorsements? Studios might ditch them. Nobody wants scandal stink on their blockbuster. The videos betting their whole brand is built on "look how adorable we are" could collapse like a cheap set piece, leaving them exposed as overhyped frauds. Lively's America's Sweetheart crown would hit the dirt, and Reynolds might go from heartthrob to #laughingstock. This isn't just a hiccup, it's a potential career ender, and the internet's already sharpening its knives for the takedown. Justin Baldoni, who even was this guy a month ago, is now Hollywood's hottest lightning rod, and this scandal's his rocket fuel. The video blasts him from obscurity straight into the spotlight, turning a low-key actor into the name on everyone's lips. Before this, he was just some niche dude. Maybe you caught him in a rom-com or heard his woke TED Talk. But now, he's ground zero in a showdown with Blake Lively that's got the industry buzzing. Some are cheering him as the scrappy underdog, a lone warrior spitting in the face of Tinseltown's elite, David slaying Goliath with a lawsuit and some rumored tapes. Others? They're sniffing something darker, pegging him as a sly opportunist who's milking this chaos to claw his way up the fame ladder. Hero or villain, the video doesn't care. It's screaming that this mess has made him impossible to ignore. One minute he's a nobody, the next, he's the guy who might have banged Blake Lively and burned her empire down. Love him or hate him, his visibility's through the roof, every tweet, every click, every whisper's got his name trending. Did he plan this glow up, or did Lively's attack accidentally crown him? Either way, Baldoni's riding this wave, and he's not just surviving, he's thriving in the scandal's spotlight. This scandal's a full-on feeding frenzy, and the public's hooked, refreshing X like junkies chasing the next hit. The video's screaming it loud, we're obsessed with Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni's dirty laundry, and social media's the megaphone blasting it worldwide. Fans can't stop every rumor of an affair, every whisper of those spicy tapes has them glued, tweeting theories and digging for leaks like it's a treasure hunt. The perfect power couple, Blake and Ryan, getting dragged through the mud. Half the internet's popping champagne, cackling as their polished mask slips. Who doesn't love a Hollywood downfall when it's this juicy? X is a war zone. Some stand Lively, swearing she's innocent, others pray Baldoni drops the receipts and burns it all down. TikTok's churning out conspiracy vids, zooming into old red carpet glances like CSI detectives. True or not, nobody cares, this drama's too addictive to ignore. The video's betting on one thing, we're suckers for chaos, and whether those tapes are real or fake, the buzz is deafening. It's not just gossip, it's a cultural blood sport, and social media's the arena where this scandal's fighting to the death. Stay tuned, because this train wreck's only getting wilder. Is Blake Lively a scheming cheater, or is Justin Baldoni playing us all? Are those tapes real, and will Megyn Kelly spill the tea that ends it all? This Hollywood implosion's just heating up. Ryan's legacy, Blake's crown, all hanging by a thread. Hit that subscribe button, smash the bell, because the next bombshell could drop any second, and you won't want to miss the fallout.